Hello from Morocco. This is Ouarzazate, which is cool. They call the gateway to the desert, and also where they film lots and lots of productions here. It's basically like a mini Hollywood in Morocco. So this is day one of the Scout for Origins. Very exciting, very exciting. Taken a number of years to get to this point. A few false starts, but now I'm actually here scouting. So Ouarzazate here, more of a rockier landscape than I sort of originally envisioned, but practically speaking, it would be easier to film in a rockier desert because of the access you have to it here. You're basically at a hotel, you drive for 10 minutes and it looks like you're in the middle of nowhere. Later on in the scout, we are going to be looking at sand dunes and that kind of that more Lawrence of Arabia and Tatooine kind of look, which is sort of what I've got my heart set on. But I'm keeping an open mind because you never know. We might find something amazing here that just works. The important thing when you're scouting, or I find scouting, is to find the most difficult thing first, and then let that inform the other locations you're looking for, because there's no point getting excited about where we can put the camp or other smaller scenes like that if we can't do the car chase. And for this film, the car chase is the most difficult thing to shoot, because we need pretty much 360 view of a place that feels like it's the desert, the middle of nowhere. But the ground has to be hard because we're working with vehicles and period vehicles and trucks, so there can't be small, narrow, windy roads. We also need space to be able to film from in terms of tracking vehicles and things like that. If there's one thing this film needs in terms of its production value, is those big drone shots of cars across a Lawrence of Arabia epic landscape. So as you can imagine, that's quite difficult. And then on top of that, we need to find a rock face or a mountainside that feels like it could be the temple. So we're probably going to do a matte painting anyway for the temple entrance and add to what's there, but we need the foundation of something to add to that. So I'm looking for something sort of interesting geological rock face or mountain face that looks like it could be something buried. So I'm looking for maybe something sheer, like a sheer rock face, because they feel quite unnatural. That could be an encased Star Destroyer buried in the desert. So once we find that location, then we can start to say, okay, we can put a tent, the camp here, we can find all the other locations for that. But that is the difficult one to find. So it involves lots of driving around and keeping eyes out as we drive and pointing at tracks on the side of the road and just driving down them for 20 minutes and see what happens.
This is a pre-visualization of what we are going to shoot. Of course, this is real dunes or construction or CGI or what you'd like to have in the background.
Dunes or mountains.
Stop it for a moment. Because what is Yusuf is suggesting, and I agree totally with him, that behind Cla Studios means behind Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm. Near that Jerusalem.
Around that
I remember that being quite
There's a place in which I made a chase of something like this with a normal car, with not this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. The problem is what is the background, mm-hmm. and here, so the idealistic mm-hmm. things is just to have that place here mm-hmm. with this background. Mm-hmm. This is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Okay, nice.
But
let's go there and we will see what is the background and if we can add something. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I think we might be onto something. We drove around yesterday looking for locations, but the ground was very rocky and we were worried about obviously shooting a car chase at speed and rocks kind of being kicked up by the cars and hitting cameras, hitting people. It just would have been a bit of a disaster. But this morning we found another location which basically, as you can see, is completely flat, which is brilliant because it allows us to basically get the camera vehicles as close to the picture cars as we need to and as far back. But what's great is behind me you see these mountains. So you got sort of one there and then one there. And what I'm thinking is in this gap in the middle is where our matte painting could be, where the temple entrance could just fit behind that. So when the ship rises, hashtag spoilers if you don't know that's going to happen, it rises just behind these mountains, which would be a sort of a cheaper, an easier effect to do, but equally as effective. But this is a good option in Ouarzazate. Logistically it's better, it's 15 minutes from the hotels, you know, there's a lot of access here, so yeah. It's a good option. It's a different option. There are no sand dunes, but that's next on the list. So now what we're going to do is drive to the Erfoud region, forgive my pronunciations, which is basically on the edge of all the sand dunes. So it's on the edge of the Sahara. And as we're driving, always keep your eyes open. You may find an interesting place to put the camp. Sort of makes sense that you're in the middle of the desert. You know, you might put your tents against something that would protect you from wind or weather, you know, and you know, geographically it's quite an interesting place to stage something instead of, you know, just putting some tents in the middle of nowhere that doesn't quite have the same sort of production value. And there could be some interesting staging that could happen as well. So right by that location is Cla Studios, which is where we are now. We've got two big sound stages, makeup, costume, offices, obviously all the facilities we would need, and just over there you can actually see the mountain where I'm thinking about filming, but still no sand dunes.
À moins de froid. Jacket, tout ça.
So we basically have got a camp area.
Yeah.
So we have interior camp.
Yes,
This is like a cave that
Yes.
we're looking for.
yes. That's the cave here. The
Yeah,
first
so
one, I'll
this
show you
this
this.
kind of thing that we're
Yes.
looking for.
Yeah,
And then basically there's like a chase.
yeah,
So there's her car
yeah,
and then two jeeps,
yeah.
2 trucks, and then they're chasing each other and they're sort of firing machine guns at
yeah.
her like this. You know, rock out of the dune or like a dune that you can
Did
sort
you-
of head towards,
Yeah.
that we can add this in later.
Do you need the ridge, the big ridge, and the small dune?
What would be nice is to be able to, for the car chase to be on, you know, flat ground,
Flat place,
but
yeah.
not look like a road.
Yeah.
You know, so still maybe slightly sandy, but not like an actual road because they're supposed to be, you know,
The idea
far
is
in the
the
desert.
place that we found today in this morning in Ouarzazate with the dunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Harold. We have the place.
hmm
This is flat place, and we have the way between the ridge.
So if we were driving across here like
yes,
this,
yes.
how big is this?
This is like 200 or 300 meters
Right.
Hi.
High.
high. High like this.
So is that near here?
This is
Yes,
what-
this is near from Erfoud.
Oh,
That's
this
we
is
have
yeah,
there.
this is quite cool.
This is something that we are going to see now or tomorrow.
Maybe we see now. You told
The
me
cave.
the cave is here.
Okay.
We can show you the cave first.
Abdul.
Let's go.
Sure, no.
Amazing.
What's your head?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is wow. This is fantastic.
Wow.
This is the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. This is great.
Yeah.
This is
This is perfect.
Yeah.
Look, it's exactly like the previs.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Wow.
So we were just racing then to make it here just before the sun dropped, which you can see behind me it just has, and we're now near Erfoud, and I mean, wow, this place is amazing. I mean, forget, sorry Ouarzazate, but that rock place I saw this morning, this, you know, this place, look. I mean, look at the ground, it looks like sand, but it's, you know, it's harder, so we can drive the trucks on it. And then, you know, this rock here with the sand as well is just, it's just perfect for the ship rising. So I'm going to come back here when we're not chasing the clock and the sun's going to drop and then we can't make our way out. But yeah,
Sorry, Phil.
this is
We
great.
have to pay the sunset. We have to pay the sunset. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we have to put some money in. Put some money in the meter.
If you want.
Yeah.
Or we have
But
to
I mean-
split. Or we have to split the
it
sequence
doesn't-
in two locations.
Yeah. It doesn't
Going
really.
in here and going back toward in Mezzoga.
But I mean, I know a storyboard it is like both sides, but I mean,
Come on,
it's epic.
Yeah.
more than epic.
So,
of course.
but this is great. I mean, this is a backdrop with the cars driving,
Exactly.
drone
And
flying
plus,
over.
are you sure for the plus,
Yes, yes.
Sure.
Well, after that, we can prepare the way
Yeah.
for the driving scene.
Yeah. So this is a beautiful place, and you know, I sort of envisioned it. It's sort of within dunes, kind of on both sides, and obviously we've still got more location to see. But there's something really fascinating about the sort of geology of this and the sand kind of reaching it, and also obviously the ground is great for driving the trucks on. So if you wanted production value, I mean, this is it. Okay, let's get out of the desert before it gets dark and we can't find our way out.
This is unbelievable.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we just have to find our way out in the dark. With the car ahead kicking up lots of sand. It's quite difficult to see, but fun and games.